The 3 weeks in Vietnam is over.
Why are you talking like a musical or something? 갑자기 이제 생각이 든 건데 캄보디아 와서 베트남 3주 여행이 이제 끝났습니다. 한국도 많고 탈도 많았고 그다음에 이제 어떻게 보면 또 남쪽은 거의 이제 돌지 못한 게 좀 아쉽긴 한데 그래도 정리해 보면은 그래도 괜찮았고 좋았고 그래도 좋은 기억이 많은 그런 여행이 됐었던 것 같습니다.
So we started in Hanoi. The first 4 days in Hanoi, it was fun. We're so excited to try Vietnamese food, and the pho and banh mi did not disappoint. The experience walking around Vietnam and experiencing all the motorcycles and the organized chaos was amazing. And then the trip to Sapa was also very interesting. You know, driving a motorcycle at night was very exciting. We had an accident on the road. We met some good people. And then from Sapa, we went to Ha Giang Loop. It was, I think Ha Giang, I have to say, it's one of the highlights of this trip.
I think this is one of the best.
Yeah. If you are good at riding motorcycles, I personally recommend Ha Giang. If you're not very good at riding motorcycles,
You can hire the guy there.
yeah, you
The
can
guide.
ride along, and then someone who is a native.
How much was it? Do you remember? I forgot
remember.
that. But
But we can put it down below.
제가 뭐 찾아봐가지고 가이드 비용 같은 거 한번 남겨놓도록 하겠습니다. 그게 이제 생각보다 그렇게 비싸진 않아서. 근데 이제 저희는 어떻게 보면 하장 완전 풀로 동이 아니고 이제 위에 하이라이트만 이렇게 반만 돌고 이제 그러고 이제 저희가 단적으로 빠졌던 건데 가이드를 고용할 경우에는 무조건 한 바퀴를 돌아야 됩니다. 이게. 아니면 이제 코스가 있는데 이렇게 반만 돌아서 다시 오는 경우도 있고 풀로 도는 것도 있고 아무튼 이제 이런 식으로 이제 갈리기 때문에 그래서 이제 프로그램에 맞춰서 이렇게 신청하시면 될 것 같아요. 만약에 가게 되신다면.
Before coming to Vietnam, I don't really have a lot of opinions about the country. Driving to Sapa and experiencing the drive around Ha Giang Loop, you get to really see the country. And I have this newfound appreciation of how much the government and the Vietnamese people love their country, because, you know, the history of the Ha Giang Loop, it was built by volunteer tribes people of the northern part of Vietnam, because they were living in isolation for a long time, and the government reached out to them and said that we wanted to bring healthcare, education, and electricity in your area, but we don't have money to pay for labor. So they volunteered to build that road that everyone enjoys right now.
I think this kind of like gold mine really, because 일반적으로 그냥 만약에 그 도로가 없는 상황, 거기를 길이 없는 상태에서 간다고 생각하면 진짜 끔찍합니다. 그런 상황에서 그 도로가 하나가 생김으로 인해서 이제 이 사람들의 기본 생활권 영역만 넓혀준 게 아니고 엄청나게 진짜 huge of like tourists over there, right?
Yes.
Like crazy. When you think about to like a outskirt of country, can you imagine like you can see a lot of tourists like that? Crazy.
Yeah. So many tourists. You know, I was born in the Philippines. I was raised in the Philippines. I moved to the United States. Now I live in Korea. I don't want to compare, but you really see that if the country has good roads, everything else follows. Healthcare, education, electricity. That is why Vietnam has a very stable internet connection, because everywhere you go there's cell towers, because they can bring cell towers in all these towns and cities because they have good roads.
Crazy.
So yeah. So northern Vietnam, because of the roads, you know, the people were benefiting from it. Us as tourists, we also get to see really beautiful views that you don't usually see in your home country. That's why I think a lot of Europeans go there, a lot of Americans, because it's really something new. The flora, the fauna, the mountains, the hills,
You're literally like
the shadows.
Middle of the Avatar movie.
Yes, the shadows, the rivers, the streams. It's crazy. The fog and then the cold, and then they're just mixed together, and it's amazing. It's a really, really wonderful experience. And then now we drove down we went to Ban Duc Falls, which is actually very close to China. So we really went up there in northern Vietnam, and then driving down to Ha Long Bay. Ha Long Bay was also magnificent. I think one of the things that I really appreciated about Ha Long Bay is how organized everything is.
No, but impersonally, in my memory, there's no Ha Long Bay.
Oh no, you can't remember. What I think is Ha Long Bay is very similar to Coron in Palawan, but Coron in Palawan, the sea, the coral formation, the clarity of the water is way better than Halong Bay.
제가 기회가 있다면은 제가 베리랑 같이 갔다 왔던 그 코론 영상을 다시 한번 저희 채널에 올리도록 하겠습니다. 왜냐면은 일단 저희가 지금 채널을 시작하게 된 이게 일단 이 채널이 처음이 아니기 때문에 원래는 이제 필리핀 사람들 대상으로 먼저 했었거든요. 그게 어떻게 보면 저희가 잘못됐다고 생각을 하고 이제 한국으로 옮겨가면서 이번 동남아시아 여행을 하면서 저희가 이제 새로운 채널을 팔겠다라고 생각을 해서 이제 이렇게 하게 된 건데 어쨌든 제가 이제 이 이스트에이시아 트립이 이제 그 종료가 되면은 업로드가 끝나면은 제가 이제 그 필리핀 다녀온 영상도 한번 해가지고 올려볼 수 있도록 할게요. 근데 이게 확실히 할롱베이는 뭔가 약간 좀 이제 엄청 멋진 풍경들 약간 서해 같은 느낌의 바다에 있다고 하면은
Yeah, the water is green, greenish brown something. But one thing I like about it is the rock formation, the limestones. But you know, as a Filipino, I wish that we have all those facilities in Palawan.
Yeah, just like, you know,
Yeah.
really organized. You
It's
just
very
like
organized.
jealous about that.
Yeah. Halong Bay is very organized. Drove down to
The amazing,
Ninh
not the amazing.
One thing to note about northern Vietnam driving is that I think I'm biased that more northern Vietnam people are more respectful, more kind, but driving down south, you pass by all these economic zones when people are working in a rush to earn money, you know, maybe it's more expensive in that area, gets a little bit stressful driving there.
It's not a little bit.
Oh, it was very stressful.
It's just right, like so stressful because
We had a few near-death experiences maybe 4. Yeah, so going down Ninh Binh is also beautiful. So in Vietnam, north to the mid-Vietnam in Halong Bay to a little bit down south in Ninh Binh, the scenery changes, right? Because we came from up there in the mountains and we went down to the sea and then we went to the valleys. So Ninh Binh was also very interesting. The only thing is I really did not like how the locals treated the foreigners. In Ninh Binh, I felt more of like the locals are really not smiling. They don't even look at you. It's like 50,000 dong, something like that.
end up the like what you like he asking about like a tip like that directly to you.
But yeah, more understanding about how it is. It's their way of life, but it's more of like it's not very friendly compared to the north that everyone was like very friendly, smiling, helpful, does not even need a tip or anything like that. But Ninh Binh is beautiful. The Paradise Cave, man. Paradise Cave is also one of the highlights of the Vietnam trip.
Crazy.
The entire time I was inside the cave, I was like, but because my mouth was open the entire time. Wow, the amount of wow that we said that came out of our mouths up in Ha Giang is the amount of wow we had at Paradise Cave, because Paradise Cave is really beautiful.
We didn't realize that like this cave actually short because like open spaces. I mean, but when we coming back to the entrance gate, we realized that this cave actually short.
Yes.
But when we get
when you enter, it's like you cannot just walk. You just walk in like, what is going on? What is going on? That's wonderful. And the British Caving Association recognized Paradise Cave as the cave in the entire world with the most unique combinations of stalactites and stalagmites, which is pretty impressive.
저희가 아무런 계획도 없이 갔기 때문에 이제 no plan. 그래서 이제 뭔가 좀 더 이게 다가오는 그런 느낌들이 좀 더 크게 오는 것 같아요. 왜냐면은 원래 알고 와서 조사하고 가고 이제 그러면은 이게 뭔가 여기가 거기구나 약간 이런 느낌인데 we are like let's go. But all of a sudden, bam.
And then from there we went to Da Nang. Yeah, Da Nang was okay.
Just okay.
Da Nang was okay. But Bana Hills was beautiful. In every place that you go to that's a tourist destination, there's always its fair share of good and bad. So Bana Hills, the view is wonderful. I still recommend
Me too.
everybody who
Me
comes
too.
to Da Nang
really.
to go ahead and see Bana Hills. But I think everybody would have expectations. It's just that I think it can be fixed somewhere here and there, but because there's a lot of tourists there, the dinner is not really very enjoyable. So I suggest if you go to Bana Hills and if you see the package that includes dinner, I think just go ahead and have dinner by yourself.
And then
There's a lot of restaurants there, and there's a lot of food carts that you can try food here and there, and it's still gonna fill you up. Then go to the dinners because it's just you have to fight for food. There's a lot of tourists, and they said that the time that we're in Da Nang in Bana Hills, it's not a tourist season, but you still have to fight for food, especially in the meat section. I never even got any of the
Me too.
steak or the pork ribs or whatever because there's a very long line, and I don't know if you enjoy that, but if you don't get the dinner, but still go and see Bana Hills because it's really really beautiful.
저 같은 경우에도 이제 사진을 찍는 사람이고 이제 영상도 찍고 이제 그러다 보니까 정말 뷰나 해놓은 세팅 그런 건 정말 좋았거든요. 근데 이제 이게 다니다 보니까 뭔가 이제 베트남 여행을 다니면서 뭔가 좀 느끼는 게 항상 강요당한 느낌이에요. 항상 스케줄을 뭐 이제
Yeah.
그러니까 정해져 있어요. 그러니까 뭔가 내가 나가고 싶을 때 나갈 수 있는 게 아니고 정해진 시간에 나가야 되고 정해진 시간에 뭘 해야 되고 내가 뭐 먹고 싶을 때 먹을 수 있는 게 아니고 언제 또 할 거니까 또 이제 그때 하라고 하고 그러니까 그런 느낌이라서 뭐 클룩이나 그런 데는 뭐 이제 어떻게 해서 어떻게 하라 이제 이런 식으로만 써져 있고 막상 가니까 안내하는 직원도 없고 there's no information there. 그러니까 그런 준비돼 있지 못한 점이 저로서는 이제 굉장히 어떻게 보면 이제 처음에는 괜찮았는데 나중에 정말 화가 났었어요. 그러니까 밥을 일단 뭐 사람들이 몰리기 시작하니까 일단 안 되겠으니까 빨리 먹자 해서 먹었는데 사람들이 계속 끝도 없이 몰려오고 밥을 그냥 안 먹어야겠다. 심지어 쿠폰도 안 썼어요. 음료 쿠폰도 안 썼는데 나오니까 갑자기 상점가는 이제 거의 다 닫혀가고 식당가만 열려있고 그리고 이제 안내해준 사람도 없어가지고 아무 직원한테 붙잡고 물어보니까 영어도 안 돼가지고 이제 겨우 이제 알아들으면서 했는데 갑자기 이제 케이블카가 나중에 열린다 그러고 한 8시인가 열린다 그랬는데 이제 또 줄 서 있으니까 또 7시 45분인가 그때 좀 열더라고요. 그래서 이제 그러니까 내려와서 또 버스가 없으니까 또 인포메이션 그런 찾아서 물어봐야 되는데 알려줄 사람도 없고 앞에 그랩 드라이버들은 계속 택시 타라고 그러고 있고 그다음에 이제 막상 또 거기서 또 그랩을 잡으려고 보니까 $15가 나옵니다. $15. 그러니까 한국 돈으로 한 진짜 17,000원 정도가 나오는 금액 정도의 거리인데 차 타고 40분 거리입니다. 렌트카가 있으신 분들은 차라리 그러니까 렌트 그냥 오토바이 타고 가셔서 엔트랜스 그것만 이용하시고 내려오시고 얻는 그 케이블카 끊기 전에 그게 맞는 것 같아요. 아니면 이제 선택은 뭐 이제 자유니까 어쨌든 다낭 넘어와서 호치민은 here.
Yeah, because we're actually supposed to go to Dalat, Hoi An, Hue, but we decided to sell the motorcycle because she's not really in good condition anymore. I don't think we will be where we're at right now if we continue to drive her. So maybe we can come back. Maybe we can come back and see Dalat, Hoi An, Hue, and all these other places down south because we never really explored it. But we did take the overnight trains and went to Ho Chi Minh. The train is also very impressive. My expectation was not high at all on that train, but so far the service was good. It was not very comfortable.
When you sleep.
When you start sleeping. But I'm still very impressed about Vietnam for being able to build that railroad that services the north and the south and all these other places. So bravo, Vietnam. So yeah, and then Ho Chi Minh was just overnight and now we're in Cambodia. So far so good. What are the things that I like about Vietnam? Number one, the scenery is really beautiful here. It's different. I'm from the Philippines, so sometimes I would say, oh, it's just like the Philippines. It's just like the Philippines. But for you to be able to access that kind of scenery because you have really good roads, I think, yes, the Philippines has also the same wonderful scenery, but and only if we have the same beautiful roads, and a lot more people can see the beauty of a
Because
country.
like this the same experience when we went to Coron, because I like went to the like tip of the island by
Yeah.
myself, like by the motorbike, but I almost died at the time.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah. So yeah, the Vietnam number one is a beautiful country. It's very, very green. There's a lot of water in this country, but one thing I like about it is there's not a lot of mosquitoes and not a lot of flies. For a country that has a lot of ponds, water, streams, canals, and
Hygiene.
yeah, everything's clean. Yeah, before we started the trip, one of our concerns would be having diarrhea or not being able to like eat anything. But going up to Ha Giang, all the way down south, we would eat at the side of the street where all the locals would eat, because it's time to eat and we're hungry, and we would just stop by and buy banh mi in every banh mi shop
Because-
that we see.
제가 그 생긴 거는 이래도 좀 이제 장이 많이 약합니다. 그래가지고 살짝 안 좋게 된 것만 먹어도 바로 그냥 탈이 나가지고 설사가 바로 나와지기는데, 여기서 진짜로 저희가 그냥 오토바이 타면서 그냥 로컬 동네 막 지나다니면서 그러고 그냥 계속 먹었거든요. 안 먹을 수가 없으니까 그 피곤하고 멀리 가는데 한 번도 설사한 적이 없어요. 한 번도, 진짜 단 한 번도. We never ever have like a diarrhea, right?
Never.
Never ever.
Never.
그런 점들이 진짜 정말 저도 너무 놀랐어요. 그러니까 저희가 지금 앞으로 갈 나라가 여기 있긴 하지만 캄보디아, 라오스가 있지만 살짝 문제가 있겠죠.
And next thing I really like is I don't think I will ever drink coffee the same way.
This really we are going to really miss about it.
I feel like crying about this coffee because I don't know what's gonna happen for breakfast tomorrow.
Just go to Bex Coffee
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, coffee in Vietnam is different. That's why Vietnamese coffee is known to the entire world as one of the best coffee. It's rightfully so. They deserve it. Their coffee is amazingly good.
Even though you just like buy on the street and
Yes. Even in the train. The train, and then it's still good coffee. So, and then of course the people of Vietnam, they're really very kind. Of course there's a lot of people who would think that foreigners are ATM machines here and there, but there's more good people than there are bad ones. And yeah, so far I really enjoyed seeing the entire country. Would I be back? Definitely. There's still a lot to see in this country, and we had a wonderful time. Thank you so much, Vietnam.
what about the bad things about
Bad things. Everybody drives with their high beams on.
하이빔은 정말 저희 최고 이슈입니다. 그냥 이거는 할 말이 없어요. 그냥 최고의 이슈예요, 그냥.
I mean, if you are not riding a motorcycle that like we did, if you're taking the bus, maybe you're not really gonna experience that much. But man, come on, too much high beams. Second is that in some parts of Vietnam, especially Hanoi, going down south, it's really smoggy. It's really smoggy. It gets clearer as you go down south, but Hanoi going up to Sapa, even when we were in Sapa, I can still see the clouds. Only in the morning in Sapa was I able to see blue sky. I don't know, it's a very green country, but in some areas, especially Hanoi, it's very smoggy.
Kind of sad.
And then, yeah, other than that, I don't really have, it's not.
It kind of seems like it seems like a rude, but as we see in the train, they just open the door like without knocking. Like, 그냥 이런 국제적으로 어떻게 보면 공용이라 그러니까 흔히 잘 알려진 이제 그런 매너라는 것들이 어떻게 보면 이제 많이 없는
Yeah,
느낌이라서.
maybe it's a culture.
그냥 이제 문도 여러 차 끼고 말하는 것도 그냥 뭐 헤이 뭐 이제 이런 식으로 그냥 얘기하고.
Hey,
응.
hey,
응.
bye.
좀 강요당한 느낌을 좀 많이 받았어요. 뭐 이제 사회주의라 그런가. 아무튼 모르겠고 그거는 뭐 그런 거 제외하고는 저도 뭐 이제 너무 다 좋았고 하이빔 이슈 빼고 저도 뭐 큰 건 없었습니다. 하이빔은 진짜 다 그러니까 저희가 지금 캄보디아에서 저녁을 먹고 들어갔잖아요. 해가 진 다음에 저녁을 먹었으니까 당연히 이제 사람들 라이트 킨 걸 보겠죠. 저는 갑자기 이제 뭔가 이상해서 차들을 봤는데 하이빔이 안 켜져 있어가지고 그걸로 갑자기 리액션을 해버린 거예요. 하이빔 여기는 안 켜네? 그래가지고 얼마나 제가 이제 베트남에서 하이빔으로 쩔어졌었는지, 그래서 약간 좀 거의 막 PTSD 수준으로 이제 막 그렇게 나오는데, SNS에 이렇게 보다가 어떤 영상이 나왔는데 어떤 사람이 이제 하이빔 그 쏘고 오는 차량을 자기 막 그 하이빔을 개조해가지고 막 거의 막 10배 센 하이빔으로 이제 복수하는 약간 이제 그런 영상이 있었는데 그거 보고 또 이거를 베트남에 와서 한번 해줘야 되나 그런 생각도 한번 해보기도 하고. 그러니까 참 이제 이런 기본적인 운전 매너에 대해서 어떻게 보면 좀 이제 좀 다듬어 나가야 될 것 같은. 그리고 이제 they never keep the law on the road.
Oh yeah, they don't follow the rules. They just go wherever they want. Even if it's a red light, nobody cares.
And they're honking too much. 캄보디아 오니까 경적도 많이 안 울리고 캄보디아는 뭐 지금 이제 여기 뭐 하루밖에 안 되긴 했는데 근데 지금 저희가 아무래도 프놈펜이라서 이게 이제 수도인데 그래도 어떻게 보면 비슷하다고 봐야 되잖아요 그런 상황들이. 근데 hon킹도 별로 안 하고 그다음에 이제 하이빔도 안 켜고 그리고 사람들이 그래도 그 시그널 지키려고 노력하고 이제 그런 거만 봐도 아니 이게 바로 옆에 있는 나라인데 이렇게 또 틀리나? 그런 생각도 좀 하게 됩니다. 근데 이제 여긴 좀 뚜껑 안 쓴 사람들이 많긴 하더라고요.
But then, yeah, and then one more thing, Vietnam is very affordable. Food, that's one thing. You can get a decent, delicious meal without breaking the bank. And that's,
any pressure, and
that's
then you
amazing about this country.
you can eat whatever you want anyway.
Yes. So yeah, I love Vietnam, and I have found a new love and respect for the Vietnamese people. They're very awesome.
뭐 저희 돈 받은 것도 많고 그다음에 이제 저희 베트남 여행 잘 끝냈으니까 이제 캄보디아는 어떻게 보면 좀 이제 달러 쓰는 것 때문에 좀 싫어가지고 어떻게 보면 좀 빨리 지나가려고 하는 거였는데 왜냐면 이제 돈을 변환을 하면은 계속 손해를 보는 거니까. 그러니까 이제 아무튼 라오스를 좀 빨리 넘어가서. 근데 라오스도 역시 근데 저희가 지금 일단은 잘 모르겠는 게 기온이 너무 낮아서 저희가 원래 가려고 했던 데가 다 이제 뭐 계곡 아니면 다 이제 라군 다 이제 이런 데인데 북부 지방이 아직도 춥다고 합니다 지금. 벨 친구 말로는 what was the temperature? The wrong flower?
16 degrees.
16도에서 계곡물에서 수영하다가 심장마비 걸려요.
So
그러니까
we'll see.
아무튼 그 롱프라방 쪽은 이제 날씨가 그렇다 그러고 그래서 이거를 그냥 스킵하고 빨리 그냥 태국으로 넘어갈지 일단 그런 것도 좀 한번 생각을 해봐야 될 것 같아요. 그러니까 아직 정확하게 정해진 건 없어가지고 저희 일단 여기서 하루 묵고 내일 시엠립 가서 시엠립에서 일단은 이틀을 잡아놨습니다. 왜냐면 도착하고 그 다음에 앙코르와트 보고 그 다음 바로 라오스 넘어갑니다.
Alright. Thank you, Vietnam. It's been awesome.
들어가시죠.